What's going on, everybody? This is Don Carter doing another installment of the Don Carter Show. This is gonna be more of a rant than anything. Just kind of talking about certain issues I've been seeing in I guess the news and politics and stuff. So first thing is the debt ceiling. So you have the Republicans wanting the government to cut Social Security and Medicare. Then you have the Democrats wanting to increase taxes, or at least and also as Obama stated, try and come to some type of conclusion where both sides kind of give and take, push and pull, whatever. But one thing I find really hilarious is that nobody's talked about reducing our defense budget. And a lot of people say, well, we have to stay in Afghanistan, we have to stay in Iraq, because da 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 da, all this stuff. It's like, first of all, if you just look at the world geographically, America is surrounded by two oceans, the Atlantic and the Pacific. So, and then you think about who we're fighting. We're not fighting against the Nazis back in World War II. We're not fighting against the Soviet Union. We're not fighting against armies. We're fighting against people, poor people. Yeah, they have rocket launchers, they have AK-47s, they might have IEDs, da da da, all this and that, whatever. But they don't have navies. They don't have air forces. They're poor people. And also if you think about it fair, if we were invaded by China because China, pulled our bluff or whatever, hypothetically speaking, people are not just gonna sit there and wait for the army or the Marines to come out and save us. If you got guns, you're gonna go and shoot somebody. You're gonna fight back, especially if they have drone strikes coming over your house. You're completely innocent. You've done nothing. They call you terrorists. Da da da, whatever. So first of all, that. So if we scaled back our activities in the Middle East, first of all, me being prior military, it's not just paying for the bombs and the planes and the fuel and all that other stuff, which is very, very costly. But for every single trooper, soldier, trooper, whatever you want to call it, for every single person that you have on the ground fighting, you have to pay them hazardous duty pay, combat pay, imminent danger pay, per diem pay, and then God forbid that they get shot or they lose a limb or they get mortally wounded or extremely hurt, whatever. That's extra medical care you gotta get. Those are five very expensive things multiplied by what, 90,000 troops on the ground, 100,000 people. Multiply all that. That's a lot of money. So that if those people aren't over there in these dangerous areas, you don't have to pay them as much. Amazing. Then, besides that, as far as the taxation, I'm not gonna understand rich people, not wanting to have their taxes go up too much. But let's think about this fairly. After World War II, when America really came up to prominence, what we did, rich people were taxed more. And if you just did like a simple adjustment, saying that the top 10% of Americans, if you increase their taxes from anywhere from like 2 to 5%, and then as far as the middle class and whatever that actual income percentage would be, if you were to decrease their taxes at least temporarily for like 2%, let's say for like 5 years, decrease theirs for 2% for 5 years, then you can do whatever adjustments later. But just to kind of help us out right now, then we also need to reinstate the Glass-Steagall Act, because as we know, the banks are running rampant. And the thing is, and people don't talk about, maybe we need to tax Wall Street, to operate here or something. I mean, the same old basic, we have option one and we have option two. That's ridiculous and that's stupid. There are so many different things we can do, but and then one thing because I was just watching Rudy Giuliani talking about, well, President Obama, he can't expect these brand new firm congressmen and senators or whatever who got voted in, under this signed obligation, and then they wouldn't tax any whatever, just be committing suicide, political suicide. It's like you not run for politics to hold your seat in politics. You're to represent your constituents and help the people. A leader does not become a leader to stay a leader. You become a leader because you feel that you're the best person to help direct and lead the people that are depending on you. And if that means you're only a one-term senator, Congress, and president, it doesn't matter. What matters is that the decisions that you make, even if the people don't understand them at that time, if if that helps to make things better, then you've done your job. Something else needs to be done, I feel. When it comes to people that are in, the Congress, the Senate, House Representatives, Senate, all that stuff, whatever. I think that for whatever your population is that you represent, your constituency, whatever. So if you're a congressman, whatever your district is, they need to get an average of what the average income is for those people. So then if it's, let's say you represent a district, an average income is $35,000. That's how much you should be paid. And then also, and the reason why I say that is because how can you probably represent people when you're in a completely different tax bracket from them? You represent a poor country, a poor state or a poor county or a poor whatever, and you're making so much money. And then it's like, oh well, hey, Vagabond Don, they don't make that much money. Okay, well let's look at that. First term senators is coming making about $70,000. So I'm assuming congressmen are probably somewhere in there. It might be a little bit less. But something you gotta think about is, can you have lobbyists coming at them constantly, giving them money, and then to help influence things, and also adding to their personal businesses and endeavors or whatever. Then you also have the fact that they can travel for free because they can write that stuff off. Then the medical care they get is free. Universal health care for people in Congress. We don't have universal health care for regular Americans. They travel on private jets all the time. They can write all that stuff off. And they get stuff paid for them because they can sign certain legislations into actions. Well, then they can write that off for a tax. They can get tax breaks from these people, and they can give tax breaks to these people, and then these people help give them money to fund their campaigns and stuff like that. Like it really just astounds me, because we're talking about all these economic difficulties, and they're like, oh, we're gonna go through Armageddon and what and all this. But yet Obama on August the 3rd, which is the day after the alleged, Armageddon day, where we're gonna default if we don't get something planned up, he's doing his birthday party thing, and tickets to go to his birthday party range from $500 to, I believe, $35,000. And if you want to take a picture with him, it's $10,000, and he's raised about $84 million for his campaign already. Are you fucking serious? If these people really cared about Americans, and if they really knew what it's like to be somebody like who really wants to work and who really is, trying, and they just can't get anything done, and they're doing their best and whatever, they'd be donating money left and right. And the reason why, I can't respect too many politicians, honestly, is because when you look at the world, anytime there's a hurricane or there's a tornado or there's a earthquake, whether it's in America, it's in South America, it's in Asia, it's in wherever, the regular people, the yous and me's out there, we donate a little bit of money we got. We'll donate $10, $100, whatever, and then the people, grassroots movement, I'm saying, like, we'll build up $1 million, $2 million, $10 million. Americans always do that. But these politicians who are rich people, and nothing against rich people, but it's just like, you can't understand somebody if you conduct yourself in just a different manner. Like, I can't understand somebody that is a gang member. I can't understand somebody that's a CEO, because I don't do those things. So it wouldn't really make sense for me to represent a gang member. I can kind of relate a little bit just off, things that I know, and trying to have some, basic amount of compassion for, their life and everything. But I wouldn't be the best representative for them because, I've never been a gang member. I don't plan on being a gang member, so I shouldn't be, the figurehead for that. Same thing for, Wall Street people. Just whatever. What I'm saying is that if you're gonna represent somebody, you need to be like that person, at least in some semblance of the way. And then something else, a way that we could fix the debt system, which I don't know why nobody's brought this up. Legalize marijuana. There are already tons of grow houses in America. Tons. We already have it semi-legal as far as, the medical aspects of it. But you legalize that, and then you put a little bit of a tax on that. First of all, it's gonna give people jobs, so people can go and do it out of their house initially, so you don't have to go and build a bunch of grow house buildings. People just like, look, okay, if you have a grow house, let us know. What we'll do, we'll come in and we will inspect your facilities. The government will do that. And this isn't any type of okey doke, whatever. And then we'll see, how much your crop is that you can yield, and then we'll give you a certain amount of money to go and help, optimize it. And then you have to, document and keep inventory, and you send it in to us, and then we'll pay you, and da 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 da. Stimulating. So then that's taking money away from, I don't know, maybe actual criminal syndicates that are using that as a way to, do things, and it's going into the economy and stimulating. And then people are feeling bad right now. So when you're feeling bad, what's the best thing to do? Smoke some weed. And we already know the prohibition doesn't work. It's natural. So that's another thing. So if you were to cut back the defense budget and maybe take, not even like, probably just like 20% of that, and put that into marijuana in America, which is already growing here, already being sold here. It will continue to do so. You do that, and then that'll help. And then, like, I don't know why they'd even try and cut Social Security. I wouldn't do that, at least not right now, like for another, I don't know, because it's, the baby boomers going to be retiring soon. That just seems really fucked up to do that. What else? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Gay marriage and stuff. Like, people are getting really, really butthurt about the whole gay marriage thing. But it's like, I don't understand why overly conservative people feel such a strong passion about stopping gay marriage, gay people doing stuff. First of all, people have been gay since the beginning of time. Caligula's, he engaged in homosexual activity. Apparently Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great, and these are, leaders and stuff like that. Even some people in politics recently, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So you're not going to stop them, and as long as they're not, like, raping somebody, and honestly, I've never heard of a case where a gay dude, hunted down some regular straight guy and just butt fucked him. I don't think that happens. So I mean, as long as it's consensual and people being that's what they want to do, let them get married, or call it civil union. If you don't want to use the word marriage because that has a religious connotation to it, that's fine. Do that. But the thing is, like, you're not gonna stop somebody from doing what they want to do, because these laws are stupid. Because it's things that people are going to do. That'll be like me telling you that you can't breathe between 105 and 110 every Thursday. Like, I'm gonna fucking breathe if I want to, because that's what I want to do. If you want to smoke marijuana, you're gonna smoke marijuana. If you want to be gay, you're gonna be gay. And it's just about being logical. Like, there's no reason to waste this extra money on things that people are gonna do, no matter what. And then also, back to the marijuana issue, if you legalize it and you produce it and you make money off of it, not only are you going to make more money, we're going to save more money, because then it won't be illegal, so you can take people out of jail and their only crime is for selling and growing marijuana. Taxpayers have to pay for these people to keep them in there, and they have to look at the legal system and all this other shit. If you take that away from it, you can shrink, the private penal system, or whatever you want to call it. Well, let's just say our prison system in America. You can shrink that down a lot. And then maybe instead of building all these fucking prisons, we can build some schools and some colleges, and we can take some of that money. And then what you can do, you can actually even use it so that for the marijuana that's in whatever, states or districts or whatever, you can say, okay, in order for you to do that, we are going to take 20% of whatever your income is. We're going to put that into a budget pot to build schools or to build, recreational centers, and then we can use it to help advance the country more where we need to. Like, America is just looking like a old, drunk, just out of touch, just, I don't know, like Smeagol right now. Like, we're so, we have to do things the way we've been doing them. No, that's stupid. America came to prominence because of two things. A, because after World War II, we were the only country still really standing. And B, because of innovation. Okay? So we need to innovate. China's building millions of, well, not millions of miles, but thousands of miles of a train tracks for the new, super efficient, eco-friendly, super fast trains and stuff like that. And we're still using the same old regular stuff. Like, why aren't we doing that? maybe as far as the energy situation, stuff like that, and then people say, well, we have to be in the Middle East because we want to control the oil over there because we don't want terrorists to be destabilizing us here. Well, it's already been destabilized, because I get tired of seeing gas prices jump up from like 225 to like 387, and it stays that way for 6 months to a year, and then it drops down to $3 even. They say gas prices are down. No, they're not down, because when I was coming up, before I could drive, gas was like what, $1.98. So they're not coming down. They're just leveling out a little bit lower than what the highest was. It's just extending, or it's just adding to the average. Making the average price of gas higher. It's ridiculous. We really need to think about things that are going on. And I mean, I really hope that people comment on this video. And I'm sorry if it's not too organized. This is just stuff that it just seems so obvious to me, but yet nothing's being done about it. And it's just crazy. And then Obama, Barack Obama used SEAL Team 6 to finally kill Osama bin Laden in Abbottabad, Pakistan. Awesome. But you're telling me that you killed him. You're not gonna bring in the face of terrorism for questioning. So maybe we could find out how to get these other people, or even, I don't know, torture him a little bit. I like 24. Look, torturing works. Sorry. Certain cases, for certain people it does. Not for everybody. Certain cases it does. To figure out where these other people are, if he even has that, or at least just to regularly question him. Then besides that, you throw his body in the ocean? Really? You're not gonna at least take a picture to show people, that, hey, we really got. I mean, I'm sure we did get him there. I'm just saying, it just seems kind of like the Navy SEALs are the most efficient, deadly force in the world. I think that, Call of Duty. We've played Call of Duty. Seems pretty easy. You get in a compound, shoot the guys up, get those Osama bin Laden, flashbang them, get them, put them in a burlap sack, take them back, and you just walk them down Times Square for 10 minutes. Probably not that far, but I'm just saying, I mean, we really could have benefited, I believe, if we would have actually been able to interrogate them and just get some information. And we don't talk about these things that I'm talking about, but I can't go more than 10 minutes watching CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, or whatever else without hearing about Casey Anthony. Are you serious? So I don't know, man. That's pretty much all I got for right now on this. Just peace and wisdom, and hopefully we get some stuff sorted out and we figure it out. So hope you guys enjoy it. Leave some comments and all that, and repost it if you like it, dislike it, whatever. Just let me know if I was wrong in some of my assertions and my views that I try to have based on facts. And adios.